What's up, everybody? On a podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over an interesting little thing found in a data mine for PlayStation, and it's this idea of cross-buy. Now, for those that have lived a little bit longer than just the last couple of years, you might remember, and this is at least what it reminds me of, okay, before we kind of get too deep into it. It simply reminds me of the PS3 to the Vita era. You know, it was a great era. It was not supported nearly enough. It died thanks to all of us. There was obviously a lot of other reasons. I don't want my sarcasm to scare you away, but you know, that era was a lot of, hey, you buy the game, you buy Sly Cooper, you know, that Sly Cooper, I can connect it to this video because you bought Thieves in Time, you get the Vita version. Several games, you know, had that kind of tie-in. So there's been long talk, you know, well, there's been a couple of things. We know that they're probably doing a handheld, and it might be more like Vita-oriented than it might be, you know, what we just got from Xbox. We don't know for sure, but it might lean more that way. You got that. You have this power-saving mode, right, that PlayStation's been experimenting with and been doing on a couple of different games. I think Demon's Souls was maybe the most recent one on PS5. That definitely leans more like they're trying to figure out a way to kind of get it, you know, kind of cross collaboration type thing. So, you know, you look ahead to the PS6 and you look ahead to the handheld, and that's probably what's going to happen. You know, I would imagine in the same year or roughly close to it that we get the PS6. We're going to also get a PS handheld to go along with it, and that thing is going to be capable of kind of doing Portal-like stuff / maybe more akin to the Vita, like a hybrid type thing. And so, okay, well, one thing that's going to be very important for it to do, right, is that you do not have this thing where you have to buy it more than one time, or, you know, even opening it up like an Xbox Play Anywhere thing, you know, to be able to buy a game on PlayStation, and, you know, they put that bad boy on Steam, you know, 6 to 12 months later nowadays, right, maybe sometimes a little bit longer. Wouldn't it be nice if you bought Spider-Man 2, and then all of a sudden when it comes to PC, you got that thing for free because you already bought it once? You know, I think it opens it up more for the handheld to a PS6. I think that's kind of the game plan, and I think that's like where they're going. But I think there is kind of like this, well, is there like more phases to that? I think there is also an option that, you know, the more that they put their exclusives out on other things, the more it's going to be kind of beneficial to them. I mean, I would say specifically PC. The more it'd be beneficial to say, hey, you can also play this game on PC, and you bought it once, you know, Play Anywhere type thing. So we head over here to this user, and this is the person I think that figured it out. So new symbols will be added soon, website and tool, but here are some nice new features from PlayStation. Yes, some are old, others are on Steam. A kind of echo mode, PS5/PC games, cross-buy, and you'll see right there very clearly that cross-buy. It's brightly lit. It's right in the middle, I think, technically. So, you know, it is right there for all to see. And then you kind of had people calling this person out because, you know, oftentimes these data miners can kind of corroborate other people, and that wasn't really happening. But then it kind of exploded, and then this user kind of did a second tweet, and then they say, I didn't think this and Zubitech's post would go viral, so they did more digging, right? The screen is real. See the video below. The symbols are present on PS5, but not PS4. The symbols are official Sony fonts, and you can see for yourself by searching for his ID, and it leaves the name there. So, you know, you kind of had a little bit of drama that was going on today of, well, did this person make it up? And we kind of just saw it maybe a week ago, right, with the Leon stuff with Resident Evil. For like 2 hours, people believed, oh, did PlayStation kind of let the cat out of the bag early with Leon? And turns out, like, actually, if you wanted to, you can edit that stuff yourself. And somebody might have actually legitimately put that Leon kind of description for Requiem into the PlayStation thing, or maybe it was just for them and they took a picture. Looked very official. But you can mess with these things kind of on your own and make it, you know, this misinformation age that we're in can get pretty legit. So now that that's been solved, because I think it has been solved, I think that's enough, at least for me, that's enough evidence to show. Now, he wasn't doing it, you know, for attention. He wasn't doing it just to make it up, because he kind of doubled down and said, well, here, let me kind of show you. So it's definitely happening, or definitely, well, technically it has happened. These things are real. It's just, well, how far away is the implementation, you know? And I think that could be pretty far. And now, again, it's PS5 to PC. Again, I think the long-term thing is to get the whole ecosystem going with PS6 and the handheld and maybe also PS5. So you kind of have that trio type situation going on. I would imagine that's maybe the end goal. But But I think that's pretty big. If they want to join this age, which I think is, look, it's kind of just consumer friendly, right? You buy it once, you buy it in general. You buy the game and it comes out on PC a year later. You don't have to worry about doubling down. And that can help your user base. You might have people jumping over from one to the next. Really, actually, I think in a way it would help the PlayStation owners, because you'd have maybe, people wait for PC, right? But if you have a PC, maybe you have a PlayStation, you say, well, I'm going to wait for it to come to PC. Well, if you bought it day one, eventually when it comes to PC, you'll have that version as well. You can actually play it both. So you don't have to, in that way, you don't have to wait technically. So there's definitely, I'm kind of just explaining, a cross-buy and having it be available on more than one platform. I'm kind of just explaining what that is, which I think a lot of us know. But definitely, I think, a sign for what's to come from them. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.